Open world gaming has been a revolution, creating deep and expansive environments for gamers to live their very best digital lives. However, we have to admit something, the market is a bit saturated. We can't play every open world, every looter shooter, every battle royale, every MMO, you get the point. So today we're talking about two recent arrivals to the open world market, Genshin Impact and Immortals Fenyx Rising. These two games released fairly close to each other and both demand a fair amount of time from their players. Both have a cartoon aesthetic, and if like me you have responsibilities in life, playing both would be hard. So, which one should you pick, and why? That's what today's video is all about, but before we jump into the topic, let's vote. Hit the like button for Fenyx Rising and subscribe for Genshin Impact. Got your vote in? Alright, let's dive into the video. The world. While these worlds may be medium-sized based on today's standard, these worlds are rich with treasure. Treasure being both loot and beauty. The world of Genshin Impact has various sectors based on specific cultural backgrounds. In between you have a variety of landscapes both high and low with endless little world quests to find and unlock treasure chests. Fenyx too has land littered with collectibles and quests. This is more your typical Ubisoft world, where icons glisten across the map as you clear the clouds by discovering a high point. But no world is complete without NPCs, of course. In Fenyx Rising, NPCs are hard to come by, but there's love and detail put into the few gods you do meet. Greek mythology is translated into a more family-friendly narrative, with Zeus and Prometheus poking fun at each other while you adventure. If you're at all interested in ancient history, you will find a world overflowing with carefully crafted world building. Genshin Impact, on the other hand, has loads of people to talk to. You can receive quests from them, interact with them, shop from them, etc. Some will be secretly hidden throughout the world just to give you a little bit of loot. In some aspects, it's like watching an anime. Multitudes of generic-looking painted characters, but when you spot the one ninja with the green hair, you realize you're looking at the main character. And hopefully it's a main character that you can recruit onto your team. Story mode. Both of these games have a central narrative to follow as you uncover a fog of war. Fenyx Rising is probably what you'd call a proper story. The world's in danger and you're a lone hero who needs to save it. However, this is not an A to B experience. After a very short tutorial, the world is opened up and they say, go ahead. Much like Breath of the Wild, there are natural barriers and limitations, but many can be overcome by skill or stealth alone. The story is strung together by your pair of unreliable narrators and is enjoyable throughout. Story quests generally look similar to side quests, but with a few extra steps or cutscenes. It's easy to get lost taking in all side quest after side quest, opening up the map before finally realizing, oh yeah, there's an evil god trying to destroy the world and kill us all. Whoops. Genshin Impact's main story also trucks along, adventuring from one please pay money for me man to another throw me your wallet lady. Kidding aside, you're on a quest to understand how you've arrived in this world and how you can help its citizens. You're always in the right place at the right time to help the citizens do the things they're simply too busy standing in place to do. Think of this like an MMO story. It's you or it's nobody, so it needs to be you. There are great anime evils in the world, and it's your job as the random traveler from nowhere to defeat them. Start gathering some apples and go crush your enemies. Gameplay. For as much as the main story is required to advance in Genshin Impact, it's the side quests and exploration that swallow your free time. There have been entire weeks where I log in daily, play a few hours, close the game, and realize I never moved forward with the main plot. Every city has a quest line, every character has a quest line, challenges litter the landscape, teleporters need to be unlocked, dungeons need to be grinded for loot, dailies and weeklies fill the battle pass, loot rolls can give you a whole new character that now needs XP books to level up, and a new rare weapon leveled up, and artifacts leveled up, and... Did I mention you need to treat Genshin Impact like an MMO? Like a single player MMO in which you control an entire league of characters. Fenyx Rising's gameplay loop is a bit more simple and arguably linear, but that doesn't mean that it isn't fun. The puzzles that decorate the landscape of Fenyx Rising are complex and challenging in their own unique ways. Where Genshin offers beating a few enemies or stepping on a stone, Fenyx challenges you to guide an arrow through a series of hoops, or just the right way to unlock a gate, to move a stone, to wait a panel, to expose a treasure chest. Or, literal puzzles. It took me 1 play session to escape Tutorial Island, but it took me another 4 to leave Athena's portion of the island and go further down the story. I couldn't help but check off every single marker on the map. Dungeons have timers and challenge levels. Dailies and weeklies too exist to reward you along your journey. Every item has skins, and I mean, who doesn't love a good fashion show? Expansion in the future. We also need to look to the future of these games. Times aren't as simple as when you received a cartridge that contained everything you'd ever receive for a game, bugs and all. Fenyx Rising just launched its first DLC expansion and has several more on the way. You can get all of these with a gold pass that includes a new land, new heroes, new missions, new items. It's adding more content to the world you know for a small cost. Genshin Impact is, I'll say it again, a single player MMO. Every month and a half a new patch is released that expands the story and the world. We have at least 4 more worlds to explore and possibly more. We have heroes lined up who live in each and every one of these new worlds, while all of the content delivered to you is free. But it also isn't. Primo gems, the real dollar currency, are gifted to you throughout your journey but become more scarce at higher levels as you complete challenges. As these are the only way to unlock new characters, you will eventually have to grind or pay for what you want. However, there are plenty of 100% free-to-play players out there if you can successfully clutch your purse strings. Value. The most important thing we discuss on this channel, value. Are these games worth the money you pay? The simple answer for both is yes. Genshin Impact has no starting cost, but you will be heavily encouraged to pony up to progress in later levels as new content is released. Hello there, League of Legends. Fenyx Rising has an upfront cost, but this can be mitigated through things like Ubisoft Plus, where you can access dozens of games for a low monthly price. Expansions may also cost money, but you get all of the content contained within immediately. You don't have to pay more money. One big negative mark for me though, Ubisoft insists that single-player games need microtransactions, so you can have a big sparkly rainbow horse with more stamina instead of your gray one. Like, I mean, I'm gonna spend the money on it, but come on, stop it. So who's the winner? Look, I've said a lot of what I can say on the topic. You need to decide what the winner is for you. Let me know in the comments down below. However, for me, I'd say I have a long history with MMOs, so the gameplay loop of Genshin Impact appeals to me more. Could you tell by the content of my channel? That being said, there's no reason not to get Immortals Fenyx Rising. It's the sleeper hit that was buried under the enormous power that was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's a shame people didn't know that Fenyx Rising was the superior game. Well, that's it for today's video. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, just doing the YouTubey things that help me out so much. As someone who's made it all the way to the end of this video, you are an absolute legend. Thank you for your support and your viewership, and until next time, see ya.